Hello and welcome back to the Movie Memo Recaps. Today we are going to recap a 2023 movie titled Ruthless. Please be advised that there might be spoilers ahead. The film begins with Harry, a wrestling coach at a college. Harry served in the American military prior to becoming a wrestling coach. To keep himself busy, he decides to offer wrestling lessons to students. When Harry returns home one evening, he receives an unexpected call from Detective Jones notifying him that his teenage daughter, Jane, is in a coma in the hospital. She was assaulted by her boyfriend. Harry is devastated and astonished to hear this news. He can't believe his daughter is a victim of violence. Harry hurries to the hospital to see Jane, who is currently comatose. He sits at her bedside, staring at her while her condition deteriorates. A few seconds later, Jones approaches Harry, informing him of the arrest of Jane's boyfriend, who has confessed to all of his crimes against her. During the interrogation, Jane's boyfriend admits that he first tried to be personal with her, but when she refused, he became upset and assaulted her, unaware that this would result in Jane's institutionalization in a coma. Following the investigation's findings, Harry urges that Jones impose the worst possible sentence on Jane's boyfriend. In the absence of a police response, Harry will punish the man himself. Jane's condition worsens soon after Jones leaves. Doctors and nurses rush to save her life. Meanwhile, Harry can only watch in silence as events unfold. Sadly, Jane dies, leaving Harry sad. A few days later, Harry attends Jane's death trial. After a lengthy trial, the court ultimately condemns Jane's attacker to life in prison. This provides Harry some consolation because it is what he desired, even if it does not bring Jane back. After the trial, Harry tries to go on with his life, but he can't get over his daughter's death. He frequently looks at photos of Jane and spends his evenings drinking. When Jones calls to inquire how he's doing, Harry doesn't want to worry him, so he says he's great and thanks him for his assistance with Jane's case. Before hanging up, Jones instructs Harry to call if he requires anything. The next evening, Harry tried to distract himself from his grief by going to the movies, but his enjoyment was cut short by a young man who was harassing his female friend. Harry became upset and chastised the young man, even tossing popcorn at him. Following the movie, the young man confronted Harry outside. Harry simply instructed him to go somewhere else if he wanted to flirt with his female companion. This infuriated the young man, who pulled out a knife, but Harry, a former military member and wrestling teacher, easily overpowered him. The next day, Harry returned to coaching wrestling. He concentrated on teaching his favorite student, Katia, and offering her guidance and support. He even offered her extra classes if she wanted to improve more. Harry did all of this because Katia's face reminded him of his late daughter Jane, and he saw his daughter's figure in her. Later that evening, Katia finished her wrestling class and went home. However, her stepfather, Tom, was upset since she had not brought him any food. Katia was upset and retreated to her room to avoid arguing. When she slammed the door, Tom became enraged and accused her of being impolite. He believed she was usually disobedient, so he slapped her and told her to leave. Katia became enraged by Tom's behavior and fought back, hitting him. Fortunately, her mother, Linda, intervened and halted the fight. Katia, tired of Tom's mistreatment and feeling unloved as Linda's daughter, chose to leave, despite Linda's pleadings. Meanwhile, Harry was driving home and noticed Katia alone at a bus stop. He came to a stop and encouraged her to talk in his car. He accompanied her to a restaurant, where she confessed that her stepfather often reprimanded and mistreated her. That's why she decided to leave home when Tom kicked her out. After hearing this, Harry encouraged her to return home because Linda would be concerned about her. Harry also promised to talk to Tom. Harry admits to doing all of this because he regarded Katia to be his own daughter and refused to lose someone he cared about for the second time. After hearing Harry's advice, Katia agreed to follow it, so he quickly led her home. The following day, Harry continued his wrestling coaching duties. However, he saw a bruise on Katia's face and learned of Tom's mistreatment again. After class, he went to Katia's house to confront Tom. When he arrived, he gave Katia some money to buy food and stay to speak with Tom about his mistreatment of her. At that point, Harry begged Tom to treat Katia better because it was impacting her mental health. He told Tom that if he didn't stop, he'd report him to the authorities for child abuse. But Tom appeared unconcerned, warning Harry not to meddle with other people's affairs. This infuriated Harry, and he wrenched Tom's arm. Just thereafter, Katia returned with the food, and Harry instructed her to deliver it to Tom, who was in discomfort. Katia was relieved to see Harry stick up for her, and tossed the food at Tom's injured arm. The following day, while coaching wrestling, Harry was summoned by the police after Tom had filed a case against him. Upon arrival at the station, Harry met with Jones, who was surprised by Harry's attack on Tom. Harry admitted to the act and revealed to Jones details of Katia's mistreatment. Jones, who seemed to believe Harry, told him to lay low as he carried out an investigation. At home, Tom contacted his associate Sergio, who worked for Rich, a mafia lord who trafficked women. Tom told Sergio about his altercation with Katia, and Sergio offered him $10,000 to sell her to affluent clients at auction. Tom accepted Sergio's offer and promised to deliver her to Sergio once she finished her classes at her college. Following the call, Tom contacted Katia, claiming to be concerned, and offered to bring her up from campus as well as Linda from her office. Katia, taken aback by his sudden friendliness, consented. When her classes concluded, she discovered Tom waiting for her and entered his car, ignorant of his plans. The next evening, Harry received a phone call from Jones notifying him that the police had just received a report from a mother regarding her daughter's disappearance. Jones revealed that Linda was a reporter looking for her daughter Katia. When Harry discovered that Katia was missing, he raced to the school to examine the CCTV cameras. When Harry arrived at school, he asked a security guard to show him footage from the cameras outside the college from the previous day. He saw Tom pick up Katia before she disappeared. Harry suspected her stepfather was responsible for Katia's absence, so he proceeded to find out where she was. Despite Harry's polite questions, Tom acted arrogantly and refused to answer them. Angered, Harry beat Tom until he acknowledged handing Katia over to Sergio. Harry then hauled Tom inside the car to direct him to Sergio's address. Meanwhile, Sergio was astonished by Harry's entrance at his residence, prompting him to chuck Tom inside. Without hesitation, Harry attacked Sergio while demanding to know Katia's location. Sergio, unable to bear Harry's agony, acknowledged giving Katia to Rich, a man who usually kept women for sale in a Las Vegas casino hotel. According to Sergio's confession, Rich would auction off the kidnapped girls to affluent clients, with the highest bidder having the right to do anything he wanted with the ladies. Angered by Sergio and Tom's brutal treatment of Keisha, Harry confined both men in a room before leaving for Las Vegas. He also contacted Jones, informing him of Katia's present abduction by a mafia boss and requesting the detective's assistance in her recovery. After obtaining information from Harry, Jones went to Linda to notify her of Katia's whereabouts before waving farewell and following Harry to Las Vegas. Linda forcefully joined the investigation, and Jones reluctantly agreed. Harry, who had just arrived at the casino hotel, took on the character of an auction participant, and was sent to meet Dale, the hotel's manager. Dale questioned Harry how he learned about the auction, and Harry lied, stating he got the information from Sergio because they were close friends with the mafia member. Dale, sensing Harry's lack of threat, gave him a room key and informed him of the impending virtual auction scheduled for 11 p.m. While in his room, Harry called Jones, who had arrived at the Las Vegas police station. During the call, Harry requested that Jones and other police units shouldn't come at the casino hotel since he had not spotted Katia, who was in arrest. Unfortunately, the Las Vegas police chief, Vanessa, rejected Harry's offer and planned to conduct a raid as soon as possible. Infuriated, Harry stressed that the mafia would protect Katia and the other abducted girls if they carried out the raid. Harry stated that he would pretend to participate in the auction to learn the whereabouts of the detained girls. When Harry finished his task, he would notify the police, who would then conduct the raid. After hearing the explanation, Vanessa consented to Harry's idea. Later, at precisely 11 p.m., Harry entered a room to take part in the virtual auction, which included numerous young girls. When Harry spotted Kadia's photo, he instantly bid for her, but a wealthy Arab bidder offered a greater amount, forcing Harry to try to increase his bid. Unfortunately, Harry lost the auction, prompting him to immediately contact Jones and request the deployment of the police force at the casino hotel. Meanwhile, he personally searched for Kadia and the other girls Rich had imprisoned. Jones and his team went to the casino hotel as soon as they received the call. Meanwhile, Harry challenged Dale about Kadia's whereabouts, only to discover that she was being held captive in Rich's headquarters, which is located in a warehouse near the airport. Before going to rescue Kadia, Harry immediately alerted Jones about the warehouse. When Harry arrived at the warehouse, he pretended to be there to pick up Kadia after winning her at a recent auction. Unfortunately, Rich's right-hand man, Martin, refused to let Harry in, claiming that he needed authorization from Rich. Harry then pretended to be Rich's close buddy, and he had permission to bring his selected girl. Martin believed Harry's promises and permitted him to pick Kadia accompanied by one of the goons. When Kadia saw Harry at the location, she unintentionally addressed him as a coach, alerting the goon that they know each other. Forced to fight, Harry overcame the man and promptly rushed Kadia and the other girls to the underground area for safety. Unfortunately, Rich unexpectedly appeared to derail Harry's plan, telling Martin to move all of the girls to the holding room while Rich addressed him. Rich then leveled his pistol at Harry, successfully cornering the wrestling coach. Jones and his police team arrived at the scene just as Rich was about to kill Harry, and they fired rounds to disable the mob boss. Harry and the police successfully rescued Kadia and exposed the American Mafia's human trafficking syndicate. On the other hand, Harry is glad that Kadia is safe and can rejoin with Linda, who has been waiting for her daughter to return home. In the final scene, Jones reveals to Harry that he has a case and would like Harry to help him out. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.